The third problem is to write a program in C++ that reads the coefficients a and b for the linear equation ax plus b equals 0, and then prints its solution. I begin by including the iostream library for input and output, and I use the standard namespace. Next, I declare two variables of type double named a and b, which will represent the coefficients of the linear equation. Now I define the main function, which contains the logic for solving the equation. Inside main, I first display a message asking the user to enter the values of a and b. Then I read these two values from the input. Next, I use an if statement to check if the coefficient a is 0. If a is 0, then I need to look at the value of b. If b is also 0, the equation has infinitely many solutions. Otherwise, if b is not 0, then the equation has no solution. If a is not 0, then the equation has a unique solution. In that case, I print the result, which is x equals minus b divided by a. The program then ends. Here, the return statement is optional, so it can be included or left out. The fourth problem is to write a program in C++ that reads the coefficients a, b, and c for the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and then prints its real solution or solutions. I start by including the iostream library for input and output, and cmath for mathematical functions such as square root. Then I use the standard namespace. Next, I declare the coefficients a, b, and c as doubles. I also declare variables x1 and x2 for the solutions, and d for the discriminant. Now I define the main function, which will contain the steps for solving the quadratic equation. Inside main, I first prompt the user to answer the values of a, b, and c, and then I read them from the input. The first check is whether a equals 0. If a is 0, the quadratic equation reduces to a linear one. Inside that case, if b is also 0, then I look at c. If c is 0 as well, the equation has infinitely many solutions. Otherwise, it has no solution. If b is not 0, then it's a linear equation with one solution, minus c divided by b. If a is not 0, then we compute the discriminant, d, which is b squared minus 4ac. The discriminant tells us how many real solutions exist. If d is negative, the equation has no real solutions. If d equals 0, then there is one double solution, minus b divided by 2a. Otherwise, when d is positive, there are two distinct real solutions, which we calculate using the quadratic formula. Finally, the program ends. As before, the return statement is optional, so it can be included or left out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.